Hello, everybody. Welcome
You screwed it up.
I did, yes. Welcome to today's Taste Note. This is Graham's 2000 vintage pot. Now, you may notice that I'm using my jumper to stop my hand from burning, and there's a reason for this.
So Peter put this bottle
Next to a heater.
He was complaining about it being too cold, so he put it next to the heater. And then when he opened the cork, all I just heard was a big boop.
Yeah, so basically the bottle's a little bit warm.
Yeah.
But actually what it's done is it's taken the port from the very, very cold... Excuse me a minute. It's taken the port from a very, very cold van temperature to a actually quite pleasant temperature. So it actually worked, even though I did burn my hand when I picked up the bottle.
I have to taste how
it's fine.
How it tastes like before it got burnt to see. I mean, at least it smells fine.
No, it's fine.
It smells fine.
So the basic gist is that yes, I put this next to a heater. I didn't cook the wine. I just heated up the bottle.
He cooked the wine.
I heated up the bottle.
He cooked the wine.
Shut up. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you about Graham's 2000. So, open your ears, I'm going to educate.
Okay.
So, the basic gist is with Graham's. Graham's started, can't remember when they started, 1840? Something like that? 1840? I can't remember. I should know this. 1820. Oh yeah, because they've just celebrated their 200th anniversary. Ooh. So I should know that.
Damn.
Anyway, 1820 they started. Right up until 1970, they were owned by the Graham's family, and then in 70 they got sold to the Symingtons family. Now the Symingtons, they own Graham's, and they own Wars, and they own Dow's. I think they own Quinta de Vesuvio as well.
Taylor's?
No.
No.
They own another one. Colburn's. So they own a group. They're a family that basically has done a heck of a lot to promote port on an international scale. Graham's was one of the first ports that I tried and I liked, and it's one of it is the house that I have experienced the most vintages of.
Is this the one you fall in love with, or?
This was the thing Graham's was the producer that got me into port.
Yeah.
And as my tastes have evolved over the years, I've always been in the old vintage port camp.
Yeah.
You might be out of the frame, so squeeze in, cuddle. Graham's old vintage ports tend to go a little bit sort of more drier and tawny, and that's what I kind of like. Mm-hmm. But the reason I've opened this is I was planning on opening it over Christmas and then got COVID, so I couldn't drink it because I just thought I don't want to open it when I can't try it. This is the 2000 vintage. Now, when I started in the trade in 2001, we were drinking wines from the late 70s.
Yeah.
So they would have been 24, 25 years old. And so in my head, I'm always thinking, 2000, it's way too young. But it's actually the same age of the wines that I was drinking and enjoying. So I thought, open it up and see what it's like.
Yeah.
It also, it will indicate whether my cellaring is very good or not.
I think we're pretty sure that your selling is pretty great.
My cellaring's fine, but I like to just check, and it gives me an excuse.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
way too much. You don't need a key to open it.
So anyway, 2000 was a brilliant year in port. Absolutely fantastic. Fortunately, it was also the turn of the millennium, which helps them from a commercial perspective. Yeah. This retails around about 85 to 95 quid, depending on where you're buying it.
So not the cheapest of port.
No,
definitely.
but it's around the rightish price.
Because if you want vintage port, you sort of have to pay that kind of
You've
price.
got to pay that sort of price.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is cheaper ways. You can buy it and then mature it yourself. But if you want something with a bit of age on it, you need to do this. So anyway, nose in the glass, sir. Blackberries. So I've decanted this. I decanted this 2 days ago. Basically washed out the bottle. I poured it into a plastic jug. So this proves that you don't need to have fancy equipment or anything. No. Poured it into a plastic jug through a tea strainer. And then that catches any of the bigger bits in it, and just pour it carefully. I'd let it sit for a couple of days just to allow the sediment to fall to the bottom, and there was a lot of sediment.
Really?
A lot of sediment. Pour it into a plastic jug. Then what I did was I washed out the bottle with water till it was pouring clear again, because some of the sediment will stick around the edges. Then I poured a little bit of the wine back in, swilled that around the glass, inside of the bottle, poured that out again. That gets rid of the water, and then poured the wine again through a filter and a funnel back into the bottle, and then put the cork in it. It was sitting in the jug for around about 2.5 hours. So between that time.
But although I still don't, even after all that complicated decanting procedures, which is very nice. You should listen to it.
Yeah, listen to me.
Still not completely opened up. I think it's still
it's young.
Still tight. Yeah,
it's tight. You're getting big blackberry flavors, big blueberry flavors, loads of blueberry. There's this sort of warm aniseedy, cinnamony sort of thing going on.
But then
there's a bit of coconut, a little. Do you get some sort of coconutty, sort of coconut husk, or just a smidgen, teeny tiny amount?
Now you've mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yes, but
that's okay. That's okay because sometimes you won't be looking for something until someone else says it, and then you go, "That's what I was after." So that might have been it.
You see, that's the kind of point I would drink because. So most of my colleague and previous colleague knows that I don't like port or Sorten because I don't like sweet things.
Yes.
And then, but the sweetness is very. It's not subtle, but then it's very gentle. It's
masked.
Yeah.
So the sweetness here, because it's only 22 years old, the sweetness for me is masked by the bitter elements and the alcohol and the fruitiness.
Yeah.
So you don't notice the sweetness so much. With time, as that evolves, that tannin will go and that spiciness will become more integrated.
Yeah.
The sweetness will come to the fore a little bit, which might be when you stop liking it. And that's pretty much when I start liking it.
Okay.
So, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing about wine. This is the wonderful thing about all wine.
We all have
separate tastes.
Yes.
Should I get political? No, I won't get political. Well, basically, the Scottish government said everything within a subcategory of booze without marketing is the same, which is complete and utter crap. So basically, what they're saying is that a wine from France is exactly the same as a wine from Australia.
Yeah.
Which is, as I know, is complete nonsense.
I mean,
they're also saying, and this is really annoyed the whiskey trade, is effectively they're saying 50-year-old Macallan is exactly the same as
Jack
famous
Daniels.
grouse.
Yeah, Jack Daniels. That sort of thing.
Anyway, we're not doing politics. If you want to look at my political tweetings and rantings
Facebook.
about the thing, no, not Facebook. I'm keeping it off Facebook. Twitter. If you want to see the chaos Scotland is seeing with regards to alcohol, and go to the Twitter page. Otherwise, stay on this and stay on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Please follow us on all of those sites.
Right, let's talk about
the wine.
So,
we differ in what we like.
Yeah, so
which is a good thing.
The sweetness in this reminds me of what I loved to drink when I was very little, which is sugarcane juice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's that sort of refreshing, sort of chalky sweetness.
Yeah.
Rather than like sugar dissolved in your water, that sort of thing, which I quite appreciate, to be honest.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ready yet. I think for my palate, actually no, that's not fair. It is ready, but you're gonna have a wine that's bigger and bolder and more sort of punchy.
Yeah.
I would prefer this in about 30 years.
Me too.
I like my old port.
I like my old wine.
But this is brilliant, and I'm very glad that I didn't totally and utterly bugger it up by cooking it when I put it next to the heater.
This makes me kind of sad again because 2000 is such a great year, but
You're 2001.
I'm 2001.
Yeah, I know. But
Just
hey ho,
sovereign.
that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It seems to me that a lot of people in the wine trade are born in rubbish years. It's true, I was.
78.
I was, my friend Kirsty was, my friend Rich was, my friend Pete was.
Yeah.
There's always something good. This is the thing. There's always something good in every year. It's just finding it.
Yeah.
But if you're born in 2000, you're
lucky. You're really
lucky.
lucky. Everywhere everything is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You buy everything with a blindfold, you'll be fine.
This is delicious. 85 to 90 quid wherever you can find it on the internet. Have a good day. Bye.
Goodbye.